Ladies and gentlemen, P.O. Texan here. It's May the 4th, 2023. Watching the news, getting my belly full of the bullshit. So I decided to throw together a real quick tutorial, if you will, of the 10 steps it takes, 10 conscious steps it takes for one person to kill another person. We're going to have a little definition involved. We're going to do an actual theatrical thing about it. But I'm going to prove to you that it's not the tool that hurts people. It's the evil mind. It's the human element that does it, not the gun. And like I said, there could be a little theatrics involved into it. But we're going to show you how, a real brief description of how common everyday tools can be perverted into deadly weapons. So let's start with this. This right here is a standard hunting knife. I use this to bleed out game that I've just killed, cut it up, put it in my deep freeze, and feed my family with it. However, in the evil hands, stuck in a third or fourth intercostal space, penetrates the lung, possibly into the pericardium, into the heart, pull it out, chances are you're going to bleed to death and you won't see a whole hell of a lot of blood because it's just going to fill up your chest cavity and you're going to drown in your own blood. Piece of alt wire. Piece of alt wire designed to carry electrons from one point to another. Well, you can whoop somebody senseless with this thing, just whapping them and whapping them and whapping them, beat them into submission, roll this thing back, choke them to death. So you turned a piece of wire into a deadly weapon. Piece of pipe, everybody knows what pipe's for, but evil hands, it's deadly weapon, blunt force trauma. Mr. Spalding. This right here is a Louisville Slugger, designed to hit Mr. Spalding over the fence for a home run. It's a tool for a game. In evil hands, it's a deadly weapon. In evil hands. Standard everyday crowbar, designed for construction and or deconstruction, pulling nails, separating boards from studs, that sort of thing. Blunt force trauma, hit them like that. Penetrating trauma, hit them like that. This right here is a tool for construction perverted into a deadly weapon. Standard everyday screwdriver. Standard everyday screwdriver designed to run screws in and out, just like the knife. Same result, perverted into a lethal weapon. Piece of gravel. I got gravel all over my place in the driving area, all nice and graded out, so my truck doesn't sink. And yes, it's a diesel truck. Are you weirdos that thinks diesel's evil? Yes, I have one of those. But Cain killed Abel with one of these. This is also widely used in all that nonsense that took place up in Washington, Minnesota. You know, the peaceful riots. I don't know how you can have a peaceful riot with a rock or brick, but that's what they called it. Let's just redefine shit. Then you've got this. Doesn't necessarily have a domestic use. This right here is also widely used up in Washington State and Minnesota. Fuel, light it, chunk it, glass breaks, fuel goes everywhere, fire spreads. And now you're destroying shit that's not yours and had nothing to do with the reason you're griping and bitching. Just saying. But I have the Constitution of the United States right here. Yes, I'm one of those. I have the pocket version. Read you the Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. However, our politicians and these anti-gun people are shitting themselves, but they forgot all about this. So let's talk about that. In the state of Texas, I have the right and the responsibility to protect myself, my family, my property, and same of my neighbor. You gotta love the castle doctrine in Texas. So let's go on and expand a little bit. This tool right here is used for hunting. And it can also be used for self-defense. So it depends on what you're going to do. The evil mind is going to use this for murder. It's not the tool. It's how the numbnut uses the tool. So, just for fun, I looked it up. This is an AR-15. This is a Remington. Both of them semi-automatic. This one resembles a military assault rifle. This resembles a deer rifle because that's what it is. Both of them have magazines. That one's for this one. This is for the AR. I took the liberty of looking up definitions. I got a little close to read these things because I'm not necessarily a spring chicken. Encyclopedia Britannica. Assault rifle. Military firearm I said military firearm, that chambered for ammunition of reduced size or propellant charge that has a capacity to switch between semi-automatic and fully automatic fire. And it goes into it being lightweight, came about in World War I, all that little history behind it. Well, looked at Merriam-Webster's version of it, and it's a lot lighter, other than a bunch of damn advertisements. Assault rifle. Any of various intermediate range, magazine-fed military rifles, such as the AK-47, that can be set for automatic or semi-automatic fire. This one also has a note, and it says also colon, a rifle that resembles a military assault rifle, but is designed to allow only semi-automatic fire. Resembles, for real? Okay. Teaching point for all those people who know nothing about guns. Semi-automatic. Squeeze the trigger one time. One round will discharge out the muzzle. Another round will be inserted into the chamber and will not fire again until you squeeze the trigger again. Semi-automatic. This deer rifle, same action. Chamber a round, squeeze it one time, it fires. Chambers another round, you have to release the trigger and squeeze it again for it to fire. But this one's okay, but that one's not. Now, is that a special kind of stupid? Special kind of stupid is what that is. And of course, Merriam-Webster, I'm sure that's a liberal nerd who wrote that bullshit in there, but resembles a military firearm. Because this resembles a military firearm, it's bad. Redneck perspective, I call bullshit. Just saying. But let's go into the 10 steps. Let's jump right into the 10 steps. First, number one, evil mind has to think about it. Somebody pissed them off. They cut them off in traffic, call them the wrong pronoun, or embarrassed them at work, or said something on Facebook, or something stupid. But the evil mind thinks that killing innocent people is a solution to their problem. Yeah, that's mental, man. That's mental. But still, you have to think about it. You have to formulate a plan. You're going to go case a joint. You're going to go see how many people come in, when is the best time, when are there more people in there, how many security guards they've got, that sort of thing. You're going to case the place out because these people are cowards. They're not going to sit there. If you got a problem, face me on it. We'll talk about it. And if it goes beyond that, we'll see what happens. I'm game for anything. But still, they're going to case the place. Number two, you got to obtain a weapon. There it is. Number three, you've got to load the magazine. You've got to consciously put rounds in that magazine. You know, thinking about it. Yeah, this one's for so-and-so, this one's for so-and-so, or whatever. You got to consciously do that. It's a conscious act. Number four, you got to insert the magazine. Number five, you have to chamber the round. Number six, you got to ambulate to your target. That's what you got to do, ambulate to your target. Number seven, if you were smart and safety the weapon before you ambulated, then you have to unsafety the weapon. You have to make it fire ready. Number eight, you have to pull up that weapon. You have to draw a bead on your target. And number nine is thinking about what I'm seeing in my bead. What I'm seeing in my bead. I'm a grown-ass man, and I still get buck fever when I shoot a deer. I don't want to hurt the deer. I want to kill the deer. I want to put it in my deep freeze, and I want to feed my family with it. I don't want to hurt it. Put it out of its misery like that. And number 10, of course, is squeezing the trigger. But during number 9, you have the opportunity. As a matter of fact, all of these, you have the opportunity to change your mind. To come to the realization that that cowardly act of hurting as many people as I possibly can, many unarmed people as I possibly can, isn't necessarily the answer to my problem. I'm just being stupid. Still, it's the human element that takes over. The human element. But all of these tools are perverted into lethal weapons. No different than that tool right there. So, in that spirit, let's talk about the steps. And let's actually act them out just a little bit. First, I have to think about it. For purposes of this video, this mound of dirt right here, this evil mound of dirt, it cut me off in traffic. It called me the wrong pronoun. It embarrassed me at work. Said something bad about me on Facebook or social media, whatever. Something really pissed me off. Or maybe it's because their hair is not purple like mine. Whatever. This mound of dirt has to go. I'm pissed at it. I'm pissed at it. I'm pissed at it. I'm formulating a plan what I got to do about that mound of dirt down there. I got to take care of business. I thought about it. Still have the opportunity to say, dude, this ain't right. But no. Number 2, I have to obtain a weapon. There it is. Number 3, I have to load the magazine. Magazine. Round number 1. Round number 2. I just loaded my magazine. Conscious thought. Number 4. To take said weapon. Now I have to insert the magazine. Another conscious thought. This is the opportunity where I can take the magazine out, go put the weapon up, because what I'm thinking about doing is freaking preposterous. It's stupid. Solves no problem. Then you got to chamber around. Listen. I just chambered around. By all accounts, this thing is ready to go. I'm going to put it on safety because I have to ambulate to my target. Chances are I did this in a privacy of my own home or wherever, but I'm going to safety it so I don't shoot myself in the foot. So I go to the target. There it is. There's my target. Then I'm going to have to unsafety my weapon. This thing is ready fire. It's ready fire. By all accounts, this thing is ready to kill somebody, period. Now, for all you people who think that this is the problem, I'm going to insult this weapon. I'm going to call it names, and I'm going to bark at it. I should piss it off. And in doing so, this weapon should just jump out of my hand and shoot me right between the eyes. Let's see if I can piss it off to that point. You're a sorry piece of crap. All you do is sit in a damn gun safe all day long and collect dust. Well, no, the door's closed, so it's not collecting dust, but still, you just sit there, don't do nothing all day. How much did you cost me? Oh my God. And ammo. Ammo. Always ammo. You want ammo all the time. You're a piece of crap. I hate you. Well, it didn't jump out of my hand and shoot me in the forehead, now did it? It's not the gun. It's the human element. The human element that does it. This is simply the tool they use. No different than any of these. It's the tool. Turned a tool into a weapon of death. Responsible gun owners use this for hunting and for self-defense. To defend myself against that evil dumbass who wants to hurt me. To a perverted mind, to a screwed up head, this right here is to deliver carnage and bloodshed to unarmed people. And let's talk about that real quick. Unarmed people. Our government and actually some businesses think that these are evil too. Hell, they have 3005, 3006, and 3007 signs that say you can't carry here, you can't carry open, whatever, but they're advertising the fact that chances are there are no weapons in there. Banks, gun-free zone. Schools, gun-free zone. Hell, there are parks out there that you can't have a weapon in the park. Even law-abiding citizens can't carry weapons in the park. But they're advertised, so what you're doing is you're inviting these numbnuts, these mental idiots, into bringing one of these in there and hurting as many people as they can in the shortest period of time as they can. So you're advertising that shit. I'm just saying. So 8, 9, and 10 kind of merge into one another, but they are still separate acts because you got to pull a weapon up to aim it at your target. Now you're seeing your target through your sights. You can't tell me adrenaline ain't cut loose and am I really doing this? Am I really doing this? But they have the opportunity to stop what they're doing. And then, of course, 10 is pulling the trigger. So let's just do that real quick. Remember, that evil mound of dirt pissed me off. I'm mad now. So first thing I got to do is I got to pull it up and I got to aim the weapon. So I'm aiming the weapon at the target. Oh, you piece of crap, you cut me off. You called me the wrong pronoun, upset me at work, or said something on Facebook. You got to... Well, that evil mound of dirt's not going to do that anymore now, are they? The evil mound of dirt's not going to do that anymore. Not going to do that anymore. care of business. That's what the evil mind does. Now, if somebody like me happened to be in there with a sidearm, if I happen to see it happening, maybe I could put an end to it. Every circumstance is different. You can't foreshadow this stuff. But if I'm there and I see some nut shooting kids, I'm going to drop them like a hot rock. Because those kids didn't do nothing to you. That's bullshit. That's mental. That's the head, not the tool. The head, not the tool. Let's say, for instance, the government comes to my house and collects my AR-15. Well, I'm going to call somebody. He's going to call somebody else. He's going to call somebody else, and probably a chain, quite a few more, just to make sure I'm not a Fed trying to do a sting on them. But I'm going to be able to replace my weapon out of the trunk of a car or back of a truck or whatever. But I'm going to be able to replace it. And the government is going to turn me into a non-law-abiding citizen because they outlawed these things, telling me I do not have the right to protect myself or hunt for my deer. But I'm going to get one. So the government's going to turn me into a non-law-abiding citizen. And if you don't think the criminals can do the same thing, you're a special kind of stupid. A special kind of stupid. Off the charts, double dog stupid. Because criminals don't give a damn about the law. You ain't figured that out yet? Criminals don't care. They don't. Could you imagine a criminal-minded individual going to take their AR-15 and give it to the county sheriff and say, hey, here you go, I'm not supposed to have this. If you believe that, you're a compounded special kind of stupid. Or you don't think that they can go do the same thing I did out the trunk of a car and get a weapon that way? Just because the government outlaws it ain't going to put an end to it. Because of that, the black market's going to take the slack. Freon. Let's take Freon, for instance, in the 90s. No hydrochlorofluorocarbons anymore. No. Or chlorofluorocarbons, for that matter. No R11, R12, R22, because the chlorine that's in it. The evil chlorine molecule engulfs the ozone molecule, rendering it inert and incapable of filtering UV rays that are blinding goats in South America. Well, the government said, we can't have that, so they outlawed Freon. That's a different story. We'll get into that in a later video. But the fact remains is the government outlawed it. Take a wild guess. What came up from the southern border into the states? You guessed it, Freon. At one point in time, Freon exceeded the amount of drugs coming across the border. Freon. That's not evil. It never hurt nobody. I'm just saying. But because the government outlaws it, there's money in it, so the black market's going to take up the slack. I promise you, it's going to take up the slack. That right there was proof of it. I mean, think about it. I mean, criminals are going to do what criminals do because they don't give a damn about the law. Period. It's just not there. Let's think of some other things that are outlawed. Some of it based on age. Okay, alcohol, for instance. Alcohol can't be sold to minors. Never stopped me from it. I've been buying beer since I was 12 years old. Literally. Cigarettes of the old days and vapes now. You got to be a certain age to buy those, but you've got grade scooters sucking on vapes and stuff like that, so they can get them. Illicit drugs coming across the border in droves. Actually, I saw on the net between 18 and 24-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. That is a leading cause of death in that age group. Where's it coming from? It's illegal. Where's it coming from? Coming from the border, coming in. Porn magazines. You got to be a certain age to buy those in most states, but I see kids with them. Never kept them from me when I was a kid. I mean, come on now. This is just a logical redneck perspective here. It's all about the human element, the evil in the mind that does the damage. They just use this tool to do it. There's our embattled flag. This rides on my truck. You can see it's pretty tore up. That's because our country is tore up. Tore up by a bunch of corrupt politicians who think that they know what's best for us. Well, that Constitution was written in the way it was for a reason, and it's to protect us from those numbnuts. I suggest you get with the program. You need to vote with your feet. You need to get these numbnuts out of office. They need to go. We can't take measures like this to get rid of them. That's wrong. I don't agree with that. I dread the day that I have to shoot somebody in defense of myself, my family, my property, or somebody else's. I dread it. I don't want nothing to do with it. Best way around that is leave us the hell alone. That's the best thing you can do. Just leave us the hell alone. Just go away. You do not get to control me. It's that simple. You don't get to. You can try, but you're not going to win in the end. You have to vote with your feet. Get these numbnuts out of office and put people in there who think pragmatically, who think logically, who put the country first and not their damn pocketbook. You got to do this, people. Get off your ass. Get out there and vote. These people have to go. What they're doing is they're protecting that evil mind. Oh, it's their upbringing. Well, my upbringing wasn't a cakewalk. You don't see me out there shooting people just for fun. I mean, if the government's going to let these criminals get away with this shit, zero or cashless bail, that sort of crap, this kind of shit, all you're doing is telling them, hey, come on, man. Well, signs in the door, no guns. Come on, man. They're inviting this shit because there are mentally disturbed people who want to hurt other people just for the hell of it, got a cause, are pissed off about something, whatever. But there are people out there who aim to cause harm to other people. They gotta go. P.O. Texan, out.